Weatherscope.
Half past the hour on Saturday, the 24th of January. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm Bruce Edwards. This is Cheryl Lemke. Yeah, that's right. It's Happy New Year. Chinese New Year starts today.
I was thinking that when you said it.
Year of the Tiger. That's right. Year of the Tiger starts today in the Chinese New Year. So Happy New Year, one and all. It is also, as I mentioned earlier, the 63rd anniversary of the invention of canned beer. So hoist one to celebrate that. And it's also Be a Fool for Love Day. That's right. They had all nice ones this week. It's sort of like, you know, take care of yourself, feel good about yourself. So it's Be a Fool for Love Day. Aren't we all?
And there was National Hug Day back on Wednesday, right?
Yeah. We've had hugs, we've had kisses, we've had it all this week.
We're setting ourselves up for Valentine's Day, can you tell?
That's right. A couple weeks away, yeah.
And overall today, not looking too bad for the weather. But I'll tell you what, the east has really been raked over the coals with the heavy rain, and now we have icing problems across New England.
Yeah, even some of the snow's been substantial, but the only ones cheering there are the ski resorts. They're loving that this weekend.
That's definitely true. Let's check out some of those snowfall totals, and indeed they have been impressive in some areas. Especially in parts of Pennsylvania, we had a band of 3 to 6 inches of snow around the Poconos and around the Susquehanna Valley. More snow spread across the Hudson Valley. But as we were mentioning, the really big benefiters of the heavier snows have been some of the ski resorts across New England, from Jay Peak and Attitash all the way up towards northern Maine. Some parts easily picked up close to a foot of snow yesterday. Well, all this wet weather and the snow has been caused by a low-pressure system that continues to press its way along the eastern seaboard. You can see the large mass of clouds along the eastern seaboard and even down towards Florida. So this has been an extremely wet weather system. And in some places we've had some very heavy rainfall, and that was the case overnight. Parts of southern New England watched the snow turning over to rain, and overnight we had reports of 3 to 4 inches of rain over parts of eastern Long Island and over towards Connecticut, and there we do have some flood warnings that remain in effect for this morning. We've also had some soaking downpours for Florida, and currently a flood warning too for Manatee County. So a lot of rain coming in across the east. Gradually, though, some improvements today as the showers will start to taper off and things will start to dry out from the west to the east later on. Heading farther towards the west, though, another storm system is setting its sights on the Pacific Northwest. Extensive cloud cover, lots of rain today, too, Seattle and Portland, and more snow showers for the Cascades. So rather active today for the west coast and for the east coast, but sandwiched in between, not too shabby across the plains or across the Rockies. In the east, though, the weather has been very, very messy. The rain continues right now for the Tidewater of Virginia and some really soaking rains, as we were mentioning, over towards southern New England. Meanwhile, though, we had some cold air trapped at the surface, and that combined with the moisture that's been coming in, now we're seeing some icing problems developing across New England, and some of the worst conditions around Bangor, Maine, and Augusta, Maine, even down towards Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Freezing rain this morning, so watching out for some very treacherous traveling conditions. If you're getting an early start to the day, parts of I-95 seeing some very nasty conditions. Heading farther towards the south, though, it's all rain around Boston. Very heavy rains around the New Bedford area, and lots of soaking rains, too, heading over towards Providence, Rhode Island, and right across the eastern fringes of Long Island. The rain continues. It's all surging towards the northeast rather quickly at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. As we were mentioning, pretty wet this morning, but the showers will be tapering off. And just partly cloudy skies, a chance for a stray shower or two for New York City, but again, things will be improving later on. Across the southeast, the most active spot remains Florida. Here's the cold front dropping across the state. So not the best of days for maybe some outdoor plans around Hollywood or around the Gold Coast, as we'll have a chance for some lingering showers or storms persisting this afternoon. But with high pressure building in from the west, it doesn't look too shabby today around Oklahoma City or Dallas or Houston. You'll be enjoying some sunshine, and finally some drier air too working over towards Atlanta. So at long last, we'll see the sun breaking through the clouds later this afternoon. But in Florida, you might want to grab the umbrellas and keep them handy for today. We've had some spotty showers, more rain now flaring just up off the coast off of Tampa Bay. And elsewhere, though, we've had some thunder shower activity this morning around Homestead and more scattered showers down towards around Hollywood and Hialeah. So a rather damp start to your weekend. In the upper Midwest, a little trough of low pressure sweeping through, and it's touching off some snow this morning. Scattered snows from Lansing and Houghton Lake and Pellston, Michigan, over towards Marquette. And we're also getting a sample of winter, too, around Minneapolis and St. Paul, St. Cloud through Rochester, and more light snow from Belleville, Illinois, over towards St. Louis. Again, might be rather nasty this morning if you're doing some traveling, but for the most part, the snows will stay fairly light in the upper Midwest. Now, farther towards the west, looks pretty nice today around the Denver area. You might be heading off to the shopping malls a little bit later on today. Well, for the Aurora Mall and likewise around the Cherry Creek Mall, looks pretty good for Denver. We're calling for partly to mostly cloudy skies today, and temperatures rather mild for January standards, with highs topping off near 50 for Denver. Looks great, too, for Super Bowl Sunday as we head over towards San Diego. Still some more sunshine today and tomorrow. Temperatures lower 70s. But for the Pacific Northwest, pretty wet and messy. Showers right now from Seattle through Portland. And we'll have the rains persisting, at least for a good part of the afternoon, across the Pacific Northwest. And with more details about your forecast, let's check it out now with Bruce.
All right, thanks, Cheryl. We look at it and wet around the edges.